Hey guys, it's the Drabble Geek here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney, where we are in the second part of investigation. And I'm a bit worried because the judge called a recess for the day, but the killer wanted a full, not innocent verdict by the end of the day. So now we have no clue what's going on with Maya. And I'm also at the point of I don't know if Edgeworth knows what's going on or if he's just being like super weird or if he knows something. I get the feeling he knows more than he's letting on, but at the same time, I'm not too sure. So let's continue. Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya, sniffle, sniffle. There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. OnGuard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. I don't think we can logic like that. Sorry, dude. Cheer up, we don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. So, hey, you guys, glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective? Oh boy, looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book now. Just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now, and I came to talk to you, pal. But we're kind of busy right now. Probably has info, dude. So what are you going to do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So do you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that. What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. OnGuard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. I love how I now have another person taking care of me and my place without asking. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? America. That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible. But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth? Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I still think there is something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would she want to? No, I mean almost need to frame Mr. OnGuard. I couldn't figure it out from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye, which is exactly what I've been thinking this entire time. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Was she? Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Which is just crazy. I mean, I'm not her biggest fan, but I wasn't expecting her to get shot. Miss Von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edward said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably just resting at the hospital. Which one? What? Are you going to visit her, pal? No? Well, I was kind of thinking about it. Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death, not being able to go to the trial today. So maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. No, I'm definitely not going. Let's see. Name of the hospital? Oh yeah, the Hottie Clinic. That name sends a chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. I suppose not. Is the fake Dr. Hottie still going to be there? I never thought I'd ever come back to this place. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? Wait a second. You're... Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Haha. Why are you still here? Yes. What is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Director Hottie. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm Director Hottie. I think it's Hottie, not Hottie. Who cares? Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Director, Francisca. How is Francisca von Karma? You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands. Because you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes, hee. Yes, and that thing, that surgery, it went well. You have my gratitude. It looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. She looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes. But I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. And when I snuck up on her real secret light, she would scream really loud. Yes. I see. But she's really cute too. When I do that, she whipped me with her whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it. Well, why is she not in scrubs? Or like hospital dress? Go back to your room. You're so mean, so mean, my frisky Friska. Okay, yes, it's time for my IV drops. Yes. I guess she knows. And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix, right? I knew I shouldn't have come here. I was shot in the front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. It is no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. Really? I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. Ongard, you told Miss Andrews not to testify in court today. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have any proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? It looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix, right? If I had been in the court today, this trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime? That isn't my problem, whether she had tampered with the evidence or not. I have only one objective, to find Mr. Ongard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix, right? The end justifies the means. I have a feeling that she would have been totally okay with faking the evidence, if necessary. Similar to what happened in the last case of the last game, with all that was going on with the police chief. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then Ongard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she is now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. Though you had to know she was... Ow. I think visiting hours here are about over, so if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth. I like her so much less now. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Mrs. Andrews' condition. Could have made her testify as many times as you wanted. But to go that far? But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, right? The courtroom is a garden of judgment. I'm putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. I feel like you're lying. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you. Witness? That card. Give it to me. Hurry. Do you have any idea what you stupidly, yet inadvertently done? This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. That card. What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, right. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. Special investigation team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. Their task is to find the owner of this card, the man called Shelley the Killer. Really? He wasn't... Oh, I thought he was joking by calling himself the Killer, but that's his actual name. And just as his name states, he's a killer, an assassin, the best at it. An assassin? And she now has all her fingerprints all over it. So who's this Shelley the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing? The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the Killer name. So because his professional name is Shelley, he leaves cards with a shell on them. He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims. And because she stole the card, no one knew it was him. So I have a feeling that this entire case is because he wants it known that he killed the dude and not someone else. I feel like that's the entire reason for doing this. We think it's part of his duty to his clients. His duty? If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. Also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. I see. Wait, he's hired to kill people? So... I mean, we could... So it could be on guard. He could have hired Shelley to kill Juan, so he wasn't necessarily lying when he said, I didn't kill him. Oh my gosh. Because Matt could be his client. What the heck is going on? The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. Seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelley the Killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. You're behaving in a very strange manner. Something the matter. Can we tell him? I guess I should tell him, please. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see. I had no idea. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity. Mr. Nick? There's no way you can find her. We don't have even a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get acquittal somehow. That's the only way. Right? Listen, you need to know something. Juan Corda was killed by Shelley the Killer, and the client who ordered the job is Matt Ongard, your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we're looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelley the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. Allows the bearer to freely investigate the crime scene. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again, if anything should happen. Now if you excuse me. Okay, so Matt, yeah, I had a feeling Matt was being way too stupid. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Ongard hired an assassin? No way. I mean, he doesn't have a psycholock. Well, the only thing he did was say that he most definitely didn't kill him. He's not hiding anything with that. Yeah, I guess not. Maya, please, all I ask is you, excuse me, all I ask is you make it home safe and sound. Okay, so we're back with Maya. I'm actually gonna pause real quick. Alright, so I came back after clearing my throat, so hopefully, everything sounds okay. Who knows? I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a cart like this for me. So she is with Shelley the Killer. And even though he said he was an assassin, Betty's just making that up, like how Nick does with everything in court. Anyway, let's try out the cart trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to take a look around. Anything else going on in here? Feels like there are lots of glass bottles. They feel like barrels. Not hungry or thirsty. There's all sorts of things. It's too dark to see. Guess we just go to the door. I've unlocked the door with this card. I should probably go and take a look around. Alright, let's move. Am I in someone's apartment? What is this place? I got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. But I do see a cat door, so maybe Maya's small enough to get out of there? Are those videos over there? Well, I worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way, I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. There's a framed picture sitting on the coffee table. Wait, is that Ingrid? This might be Juan's, apartment. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, with love, Celeste. Bet this could be a clue. Is it the bear like Juan's apartment? No, Juan's hotel room, I should say. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on the sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Aw, how cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. Maybe. It's so dark I can barely see, but these kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. Just what kind of room is this? I'm gonna do the door last since they'll probably lead me to trying to find something to open it. Oh hey, it's a computer. Never really used one before. I have no idea where the power switch on this thing is. Drat. There goes my plan to use this somehow how to get out of here. It's the on button's over here, Maya. What is this thing? An antenna? I guess. This, the VCR. There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. But what is an antenna doing here? Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before. Now there's the power button. Uh-oh. Phooey, it's busted. Oh, I thought that was like the door opening. I would so die a happy samurai fan if I ever got to see Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. Heck, I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. Okay, let's see the store. Locked, of course. It doesn't look like you can use the card to open the store. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only it was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through here. Aw, that's exactly what I was thinking you would have done. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Stick killer. It seems that your Mr. Right is truly concerned about you. He is? For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways? You mean? Dead men tell no tales, is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Now we're back at the hospital. Mr. Nick? Oh yes, Pearls. Caught up in my thoughts about Maya again. Mr. Edward have left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in On Guard. But I think I should listen to a story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay, yeah, I'm going to the detention center. Okay, move. Because I'm just so all over the place. I'm sorry, the visiting hours are over for today. Aw? I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh yeah, there's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt On Guard. Ah, here you are. What did he write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? Would Shu by any chance have a cat door? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, right? This is terrible. Let's hurry. We have to feed his cat. I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. Client's request is a request. Guess I should check up on his cat. I wonder if that room is in his apartment or house. I just assumed it was an apartment. Wow, everyone looks really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry with that, will ya? Pass the victims list around. You gotta be kidding, there's over 100 people in here. Mr. Nick? Is Mr. On Guard really that big and bad of a criminal? I think they're talking about Shelley. Actually, Pearls, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. Hotel lobby, I suppose. Alright now, Mr. Nick. Let's look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass. Okay, Gandalf. Miss Oldbag, don't devalue my name and turn it into a gasp, you spiky-headed pettifogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again, although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But I really want something more valuable. I want Edgy Pooh's heart. It's all your fault. You wakened the wild beast inside of our old bag. Did she pass out? Ah, Miss Oldbag, keep your hands off me. This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by. I'm not hearing this. I don't think she's going to answer any questions until I give her this. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Oldbag, if you would look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy Poo. Oh no. Is that her perfume? Pheromone d'amour I smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so. You understand? I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. Oh. Looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. I hope I didn't have to ask her any questions necessary. That may be, but you know, nothing's gonna come of it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Ow. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with the handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. Ack. What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into Ongart's room today. Why? The police main investigation team is going to be there and all day. You hear? Wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Lindy Oldbag. Alrighty then. Let's go to living room. I want to finish looking in here first. Looks like we're the only ones here, and yet the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Hey, city boy. Lotta, you're still here? Reckon course. An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But, do you have a camera? Reckon give then. A photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know. But I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feet in the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? No, I do not have your camera. I'm gonna ask you about the night of the murder. What, you're really going to shell out the bucks for the info I got? Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kind of, but... Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know. Follow a few stars around. Got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them, too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either. Guess that means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. So, about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote? Yeah, can I believe what you've written? You mean the stuff about Ongart shoving his manager lady on Corda? Yeah. Well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sorta wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull-dooders. Hey, what's with ya? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I just shrinking here? Probably because Mia has been possessing her. Ah, my baby. My $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that Redcoat's friend, ain't ya? So put in a few good words for me and get back my camera, well, after the investigation's over. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. I'm not talking to him for 5 hours. Why don't you do your own dirty work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too there, little one. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do your homework, you hear? Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it right to me. Would you please just leave already? Okay, let's go and... Oh, you really can't go into On Guard's room. Oh. What? Mr. Nick? What is that otherworldly ghastly moaning? I hate evil ghost. I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon? Excuse me, watch who you're calling a demon, cat. Zoinks. It's the alien. Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here? Oh, right, she said I can go. Wait, then why couldn't I go into On Guard's room? What's wrong with you youngins today? I came down here to pay my respects to my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me. Well, at least I can still question her. Please talk to me about the night of the murder, just one more time. We talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that embellic look on her face. With that embellic look on her face? Okay, got it. Now, hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. Now I've seen everything. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business, not doing your job. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Corda. He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts, in my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Ongard. Well, that's just a recent thing, bad luck and all that, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his friends had for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big, and certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? What is it, Pearls? The presents. They're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Corda's presents from his friends seem to be bears? Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking about bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Juan was training, he fought bare-handed with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out, down by the river going, hey, you sure can fight. You too, bub. You too. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, bub. What a load of crock. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice, bears. So that means Maya's probably in, Corda's house. I have nothing for her. I don't want to search this room anymore. Why Why can I not go into On Guard's room? So let's go to his house, I suppose, now. Sure is dark. I'll go turn on a light. Why is there a... Wow, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick, let's find Shoo, the kitty cat. Shoo! Aw, so I guess this is Shoo. Aw, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo. Tee-hee. Cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me. Wait, this isn't Corda's house? This is... Whoa. What? Can I help you with something, mister? I have a feeling that this is the door that Maya is stuck in. Like, I have a really good feeling about that. May I help you with something, mister? Oh, we're lawyers, actually. I'm Mr. Onguard's lawyer. The master's? Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. It's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Because that's not suspicious at all. Nice to meet you. Seriously, John Doe. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Onguard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. That's why he hired someone. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. How typical butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you served in this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say, maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of himself and his affairs. You know, I would have thought Mr. Onguard the kind to have a maid over a butler. Kind of, especially like a maid girl. That's a very cute cat you got here. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shoo. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. That's note crumpled into a ball and thrown away. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. So young and yet already so accomplished, a master of law. There's also a lot to be proud in being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Yeah, we know. Now, if you'll excuse me. First, why is there a motorcycle on the ceiling? A giant bicycle is flying through the air. And that bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal. It moves on its own. Really? Wow. But sorry to disappoint you. It can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. I'm also going to check the door out last because I have a feeling the butler's just going to happen to show up right when I inspect that door. Oh, here's a giant cooking hearth here. It's actually a fireplace. Are they different, Mr. Nick? Actually, I don't think they are. You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit Fay Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. Okay, that hitbox for the fireplace is gigantic. It's very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Ugh, what is with me and feeling inferior today? They're a mask here. Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. I had a feeling that was like the old samurai shows. And then princess on the right, but I don't recognize the one on the very left unless that's supposed to be the nickel samurai. The ones next to that are the pink princess and the evil magistrate. Okay. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Old Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. There is a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. Bet it's for Mr. Ongart's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shu? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. I guess so. I mean, like, unless the killer has a brother that didn't go into the business, I don't know. What more is there to do? Andrews was carrying it, Lana's picture. Lana's gone. Don't have anywhere else to go. See if he's around. Nope. Nothing's going on here. Go back to the hotel, I suppose, and just walk around. Oops. Did not mean to do that. But seriously, why can I not go into Ongart's room? There's a piece of paper that says, Matt Ongard. The old lady told us this, didn't she? That we can't go into this room tonight. Wonder if an investigation briefing is going on right now inside. Without Detective Gumshoe. Oh. Okay, yeah, so we couldn't go into... Okay, I got confused. I thought we couldn't go into Corda's room. But yeah, now the bears are starting to make sense, I suppose. I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. What is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Ugh, that startled me. I was going to die for a second. 8 p.m.? That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. Beep, beep, beep. It's been 24 hours, I suppose. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya, how is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I've heard the news. So it seemed my present did you no good. No, Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya. One more day, please. All I ask is one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please, please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Alright. Piss, then a little... What? What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? This seems bad. Is it like the police doing something? Connect. Darn it, did the transceiver just suddenly break? Excuse me. What is that? What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Unless that was Maya getting out again and messing with the antenna, possibly. Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? Should probably have an electronic expert look at it. The sooner the better. Electronic expert, you say? electronics expert at the Criminal Affairs Department. I suppose not. Guess we go back to the hotel. Is there... Okay, no, there's nothing else going on here. We wouldn't need to find Olada, would we? Because I don't think Miss Oldbag would be the expert. Wait, so it's just this room? This transceiver, and everywhere in this room it starts acting up and hissing static at us. I wonder if there's someone we can talk to about this. I don't know, she's the only one I can find. I don't have anything to say to Linkwood's like you. Then how about I tell you my measurements? Maybe Gumshoe knows something. But yeah, is it going to do that every time? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, let's go talk to Gumshoe, because I think that's the only other place where I know there's someone standing around. Or not. Hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. The rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have time to eat. Oops, looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've got to be kidding. And here I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should ask him about. Static. The transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. What thing? Oh yeah, the thing is just all up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal? When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. Is he going to go to the room with us? I don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself. That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference. Let's talk about it. So what is electromagnetic interference? Something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal. Well, I mean, there is a whole bunch of possible electronic stuff in Corda's room. Oh, when you put it that way. I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? Huh? Computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. So the room you're in when that interference happened to the transceiver happened, there's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Something like a listening device or something. Ah, hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Cordo's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it, I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. Meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Oh, wait, Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. I guess we go back to the crime scene. We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. the hall, the hallway, and then the room. Hey, you're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, got busted trying to sneak in, pal, then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean. So yeah, you couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Hey, calm down, pal. Didn't say didn't get one, just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? Looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh? By who? Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul? It'll work, trust me, pal. I'll do the job. But... you can't set the sensitivity, so it's going to beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. But isn't it better that way? Yeah, everything gives off electromagnetic waves. Well, anyway, since I brought it all the way here, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? I'm getting the sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. So we're going to find it, right? Right. Now first, let's turn the sweeper on. Now move the sweeper around the room to give it a real thorough look-see, pal. The sweeper will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up, so keep an eye on it. Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press enter to lock in on it. There's a lot of things here, so it's going to give off radio waves. Let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright, I'm going to stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal? Well, the first thing I wanted to do is the guitar. I guess once it gets to red, there doesn't seem to be anything getting off radio waves here, Mr. Nick. Keep a careful eye on the bug sweeper and let's try again. Ah, what a lovely bear. This must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a robot? It's a real robot? Yeah, it's a real one. Mr. Nick? Yes? How many horsepowers is it? How many horsies? Horsies? Well, look, it's a bear, so, okay, so that's what it's going to sound like, I suppose. The radio's on and playing something. Oh, it's Kids Question Corner. Professor, why is the Earth round? Yes, why is it, Mr. Nick? Gravity. Why don't you listen to the radio program a little more, Pearls? Let's slide over. Oh, the water in this hot water pan has run out. I'll go get more water for it. Okay, sounds good. Looks like she's forgotten. Let's go get closer to the computer. There's no listening device in that notebook computer, huh? What's a notebook computer? Do you know what a notebook is? Yes, it's a small book with paper so you can write on. So, well, that thing is like a notebook in a way. It's basically a small laptop. Mr. Nick, what's a laptop? Sit in the bag of chips. The TV is remote controlled, but it doesn't look like the listening device is in here. So I was thinking, I wonder if the TV remote works on other things, like, could I make you change your expressions like TV channels? Zap. Hey. But if it could, oh. People I will give the old mute button to. Well, I don't think it's going to work on me. Why don't we try it on Maya tomorrow, okay? Okay. Keep hope alive, kid. Well, it certainly looks like an alarm clock. What's wrong? Why do you look troubled? Just can't imagine the listening device being inside this alarm clock. It's just, sort of reminded me of something that happened long ago. Oh. Well, anyway, it looks like the listening device isn't here. Wow, there's a delicious loaf of bread in here. Looks like it's been on keep warm all this time since the murder. Well, Mr. Scruffy Detective always says gotta keep the trail and crime scene warm. I think keep warm in this case is a more metaphorical. A plain old calculator. It says 50 on it. Maybe he was calculating his allowance. A whole 50 cents? Maybe if it was a spirit medium. Okay, I actually thought maybe it would have been the bear. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean? Well, seeing as you're showing up, probably. No, not yet, but this bear's eye is. Let's see. Perfectly normal stuffed bear with something really strong, with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we got. No, you can't. Such a violent act. Rip. No. That's a miniature camera. It looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. Wait, this might mean someone saw the crime then. There's a transmitter and a timer. A whatchamanitter? A transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? So this tiny thing is a camera? Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery which comes with it and a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is the only camera part. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed into radio waves and then it's sent to that recorder. So it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know, you're right. Set to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. for an hour was running at the time of the murder. So if we find the recording device, which I have a feeling might be in Onguard's house. So what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a special destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time? Yep, let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. 8 p.m. That was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? Pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape? What? And if you think about the angle this bear is at, it's bound to have a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. Which is lucky for us. So there was a camera in this bear's eye, and it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Corda this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way to find out? I got it. What? Hey pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you going to do? Going around to see the electronics shops and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible, I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. That's nice, I suppose. He's gone. Yeah. Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways, right, Edgeworth? You have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? The rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward, one step at a time. I see. Thanks. Don't thank me yet. We still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? You're one lucky man, right? Do you know the stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade and only a small number of these are exported here. Which means you can find who bought that. But what? The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can he really do that, Mr. Knight? Can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think we can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things you have to do. Snatched up by Edgeworth. See you soon, right? I'm sorry, but the bear is still in the picture. Oh, wait. What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right? Until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corda? The real killer? Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? I never thought it was her. To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. Juan Corda's real killer? Miss Andrews' past? The kidnapper whose sole condition was an acquittal for Mr. Ungard? And this card, Shelley the Killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do now is find the truth. Dun dun dun. So yeah, that was super interesting. We do have a lot more information than what we started with. I have a feeling that the killer is a lot closer than we first imagined, and that it's quite possible that Shelley works for Matt, quote unquote, pretending to be a butler, well, at least until the case is over. I have a feeling we were super close to Maya, but we couldn't get any further. And hopefully Edgeworth can find out who bought this bear and figure out what happened, but I do have a feeling it's all going to lead back to On Guard. But at the same time, I feel like it's wrapping up too nicely in that direction. So I'm not too sure, actually. But we'll get more information next time with the second part of this investigation. So I will see you guys later. Bye!